Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. Again, we're starting off with not just one thing, but two things because we're doing TCG Pocket today. So in TCG Pocket, I'm gonna make a couple more videos about like different things, and there might be some overlap, but the main focus of this video is going to be resources, how to get stuff, how to spend stuff, and then kind of like how to save things if it really matters. But we're gonna first start out with what those resources are that are rephrased in the game as items, even though they're actually like little separate currency pieces. So let's get into each of the pieces, and I can kind of hopefully explain this in a fast way and get you a video that's much quicker than the last ones. All right, so here's the items page. I'm actually gonna go back after this or before this to show you how to get it. So if you want to find your items page and you boot up the game, you get here, go down to these three bars at the bottom right. You can see where I'm tapping there. And then once you see here, we're going to go into the items page. Now, you don't have to do this. This is kind of just to show at a quick glance where you're at with all of your items, because each of the menus kind of only just like when you go to the shop to spend the items, or you go to different menus to spend the items, they won't display them for you. You kind of have to go here if you want to see all of them at once. What'll end up happening is whatever you end up using that resource or that item to purchase or to gain, those are going to be shown there. So it's kind of nice because it reduces the overload, if you will, of seeing all this stuff all at once, and only shows you what you need to see when you need to see it. But the problem with it is that you kind of have to go here if you want to find all of them at once. All right. So here's the first resource. The Poke Gold is a resource that's basically your money resource. So this is the resource that is your cash. So whatever currency you use in real life, that's Poke Gold. Now there's something called non-paid and paid. That just basically means anytime you pay for gold with what's referred to in most systems as the battle pass. In this system, it's called a premium ticket. But the battle pass stuff sometimes gives you free gold. That's not really something you pay for. It's just a bonus because you bought the pass. That's referred to as non-paid gold. And then if you buy a package, let's say you spend $10 US, they'll give you the equivalent of the $10 in gold, and then they'll give you an added bonus for purchasing like a little bit on the top, if that will. So think of it like when you go to purchase an item from the shop, you go in here to purchase Poke Gold at the bottom. It shows you these little packages here. You see on this item, it says plus 15. So you pay the $2.99 USD, and then there's a little blue icon there that says plus 15 non-paid, okay? There's not really any other practicality to this unless they do something in the future where you have to use something non-paid, but that's that resource, okay? So going back to the items, we're gonna kind of keep this page up. The next thing on the list is Shine Dust. Okay, so Shine Dust is actually kind of like the most cosmetic thing of the cosmetics, if you will. Of course, you can open packs and get really neat cards and stuff. That's really cool. But the added flair is to really flex your good stuff is when you get more than one or more than multiples of that good stuff, you can convert them into with Shine Dust. So you have two resources that you actually need to use. This is Shine Dust itself, and then more extra duplicates of those cards to make a flair. So let's show an example. I actually saved some cards that I wanted to do some flair for this video. So I'm going to start with, let's do, who should we make? I can't remember which card I wanted to do flair for now. I don't really like Doduo that much. Do I have some Ivysaurs? Nope. So you basically need to find your cards as I'm looking here. Let's do Frostmoth. This is the one I wanted. So Frostmoth is a rarity 2. And there's like when you tap to inspect your card, you can see this obtain flair button. And then next to it, you can see how many copies of the card you have, which I have 7. I don't know why I've been pulling so many of these, but so there it is. Okay. So it says in order to gain this cosmetic of just like gold sparkles, almost every card has this cosmetic. Okay. To get the cosmetic, you can see that at the bottom, it tells you what you need to use to spend. And at the top, it shows you what you have. So at the top, it's like I said before, it's only going to show you the resource you needed in this menu. So if I hit the plus button, you can see the shine dust. If you want to figure out what that is, it says you can get it from cards, you can get it from missions and all the rewards. So even here in this menu, it shows you how to get stuff, which is nice. And then of course it shows you that I have 7 copies of Frostmoth. Now at the bottom, it's going to tell you need to spend 80 of your shine dust, which is not that much. And then 2 copies of this card. So we're going to go ahead and exchange. And then it does a double check. It's like, are you sure you want to do this? So we're going to say go. And then you're going to get this little prompt. Basically shows you that you've got this flare and it's attaching it to your cards. So now anytime you play this card, or you have it in a display case, or you have it in a binder and someone taps it. Actually, I can't really confirm all that. I just know when you play it, it's going to get this. It's going to be like, ching. Okay. Now, here's something that a lot of people don't know, is that this is only the first one, and you can't really even see what the other flare are that you can unlock for every Pokemon. Every Pokemon card has unique flare to their types, and then some of them are even unique to those cards. So for example, if I really wanted to, I've got 5 of these cards. You can only really ever use 2 copies, I think, in a deck. I could be wrong on that, but feel free to mention it in the comments. And I have a deck that uses Frostmoth. So if you want it, when you hit the board like that, it'll do this, boom. Because right now, when I use it, it just has this little Kira, like little pretty thing. Now, something I haven't quite figured out yet, and I want the comments or people in the chat here that are in this live recording can feel free to mention this. I don't know why you would ever want to exchange again for the same flare. So this is where I actually am showing a little bit of my lack of knowledge here, is I don't know if you exchange for the flare, if this applies to the second copy of your card or not. But either way, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try to get this one. Oh, it says right here, it says you owned 1 at the bottom. So maybe you do need to double up if you want to get it, but I'm going to try to get this one. And it says here battle flare. And this one says cosmetic flare. So this just means when it's in your collection or you're inspecting it, that's the cosmetic. And most of these other ones are locked, but you can at least see some of them. That these are battle animations. So when you battle with the cards or you use them in matches, then you'll get these animations. So this is the one I actually want. So I'm going to go down to 3 copies, which means I can't really do this anymore. And I've got a lot of this dust, so I'm just going to spend it. There you go. The battle flare looks like it's a ring around the outside. So anytime I play Frostmoth, I'm going to get the little snowflakes. Very cool. And now I've unlocked the ability to get the next one. So you can see how this kind of cascades and motivates you to get more copies and more copies and more copies of the same card. So it makes it not feel as bad when you pull your like 7th Rattata. I mean, it's still bad to pull Rattata because you're probably not going to use it for anything, and it doesn't have full art, it doesn't have any rarity stuff. It is the definition of a basic Pokemon and definition of a basic card. So that's that. But it doesn't look like you're going to unlock any more until you unlock all of them. At least for these cards, they only require you to use 2. That's kind of the norm for most of them. And then they also increase the amount of the, what's this? The shine dust that you'll need. Okay. So that's a basic guide. We're going to skip the rest. If you want to find out more, the rarity has to do with a lot of this. So let's go to the very top here and sort by rarity descending order. I've got 2 Bulbasaur shinies here. If we want to obtain the flare for these, you can't even get them with 2. You can get them with 1 because they're just rare cards. Now, the counter thing here is that you can spend this resource called a special shop ticket in place of getting flare. You can actually exchange the cards for the in-shop special tickets. Okay, now that makes you think, is this a very valuable resource? If that's the case, well, I can tell you right now, it's quite nice that with these cards, because they're so expensive, they kind of just automatically unlock all of these for you. So you can get this purple battle flare, or you can get the grass flare, or you can get the kind of shiny spores, or you can get like a petal dance. Very, very pretty, all of them. But definitely they're not all created equal, even if you like how one looks over the other. They're clearly trying to monetize one of them for more of the stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna click this one because this is a really, really, really rare card. How do we want to obtain rare stuff for this card? Well, you still got to pony up. You still got to get these immersive cards twice, but look at these animations for these cards. Very cool. Psychic. Mini triangles, and then hexagons. So these are all very, very cool. Super expensive. Kind of like the big, what they refer to as whales, or people that spend a lot of money in a game. There you go. Now, I think if you have like some of the more basic cards, like let's say we'll just do a Bulbasaur again. I've got 6 of these. The basic cards require 3 copies. So anything 2 diamond level rarity and up will probably require 2 to 1, depending on how rare. But these basic cards, like these Bulbasaurs here, don't really require a lot of them. And as you can tell here, I've already owned the first 2 in this series. I went ahead and got those for this Bulbasaur. But I have 2 of the like full art Bulbasaurs, so I'll probably never use them. I just was doing it as a test to see what they were and how they unlocked and stuff, because I had a bunch of them. All right, so that is Shine Dust in a nutshell. Okay, let's go back here. Item number 3. I think we're gonna skip the shop ticket, or we're gonna do shop tickets and special shop tickets together because they're kind of the same in a certain way. And special shop tickets are something you can use your super rare cards. You can basically destroy them and rather not destroy them. Probably the better way of saying it is you're exchanging it to the system for a special shop ticket. So of course the shop ticket's very easy. They're in the shop. That's where you use them. The first shop ticket is this one. This one is obtainable by literally doing almost anything in the game. You can get them by getting a thank you for after every match. You can get someone to view your showcase and hits a like button on it. They can kind of like go through your friends list and stuff and find stuff that they like, whatever. Anything basically that you do in the game, even in the solo missions or normal battles or whatever, you kind of just earn these all the time. They're quite nice. This is kind of like the best free resource. Now the special shop tickets, you can see is there's actually a whole tab right here called special. We're going to just click that. These are their own special things. You can only get these with these special shop ticket items, or special shop tickets, period. So the people that spend a lot of money on this game have these. So you're probably wondering, how do we get them? So there's other ways to get those tickets. There's like limited time things. Oh, sorry. This is the last one. This is the premium pass type thing that you can get when you buy the ticket up here. You can see the premium pass. We'll kind of get all 3 of these together. The premium pass is like free for 14 days. You should absolutely go ahead and quote unquote pay for it, or set it up like you're going to pay for it, because even if you don't, it's 14 days of freebies. And that's 14 days of a bonus pack that you can get. You can also get a bunch of other stuff that you can buy with the premium tickets. Like I showed you in the shop, there's a whole page where you can just buy stuff with only premium ticket currency. So like, they're not only just giving you a bunch of free bonuses and free quests, but even in those things, if you go into the limited time events, which are limited time to the battle pass or however long these tickets last, all of these things you can earn in their own quest log, this stuff. And all of this is time sensitive, as you can see, to 61 days before they expire. Now the Pikachu, on the other hand, looks like it's kind of a promotion. We don't know when that's going to go away. It doesn't have a timer here. But I believe it's about $10 US per month. So if you check it, I don't want to like reveal any of my payment methods, so I'm not going to do that for the sake of this video because I'm live recording. But if you want to check it, you can hit the complete purchase button, or you can check the info here. There you go. So you can get an additional pack you get every day. And you get a second pack gauge with the Delibird icon. Then you get a premium missions, which is what shows you here. And then the first 2 weeks, you don't have to pay for anything. So I've already subscribed, again, because I didn't pay for anything. I literally have paid them $0 for all of these premium rewards, which is nice. I'll decide later if I want to actually continue it or not. Okay. Now, furthermore, with these things, you're probably wondering, okay, I get how to get them now. I get them for everything. Or I get the special items very, very rarely. There's a couple other ways to earn the special tickets, but they're like really difficult stuff. As you can tell, I'm like level 12 and I don't have any of these things because I kind of just started. But like this resource is only obtainable by consuming your high rarity cards. That's the only way to get in this shop. So if you see anyone that's using that coin or those sleeves or the playmat or the cover or the set, that means they've gotten rid of at least however many tickets those are. That's how many cards they had to get rid of. And it looks like for those cards, you don't like, a lot of these systems don't let you. So like when we went back to the Shine Dust, I should have said this earlier, but when you want to consume your card to do something else in your collection, a lot of them won't let you consume below a minimum. So like, let's say I've got like 6 Bulbasaurs, it will only let me consume 4 of them max. Like I always have to have at least 2 or 3 in my collection at any given time. They won't let you get rid of them all, which is kind of a nice safety net. But when you look at the shop, you can see I've bought a lot of these. Like you get a daily gift, so always claim that. You can see I've got these things exchanged. You're probably wondering, why are those exchanged and why am I buying these other ones? Oh yeah, this is another way, is you just bank 300 of these tickets as their equivalent is one of the special shop tickets. You can also buy these, and you can buy some cards here. All right, so what do we do with this menu? First and foremost, you need to buy all of these items as much as you can when you can. Okay, so once you've kind of used your resources here to buy these cheap cards that you might want or need, which I'll get to in a second, then you should actually buy these things. And I'll tell you why. Each of these items can only be purchased 10 times. You can see at this section, and you can see what these items do when you tap the kind of plus button, the magnifying glass. So each of these Wonder Hourglasses lets you kind of do the whole Wonder Pick menu. And then, of course, the normal Hourglasses with the Pikachu are packs. So this lets you get another pack draw. Okay. Now, you get those things pretty regularly, like leveling up and doing other tasks and doing missions and solo stuff. And then over time, you kind of run out of your solo missions. So you kind of run dry on these and you kind of just have to spend whatever. So these things are going to be really nice. Now, why would you buy the shop out? Will you ever get these back? Great questions. Great questions. These things, I think, is only like a single use because you can only get these covers like once and you don't need a second one. I think you get one of the cards on the bottom if you do the guide tutorial in the battle. Yeah, so some of these cards I realized later that you actually get in the tutorial screen, and in the battle screen you can get more of them. So these cards are actually some of the most valuable cards. And I actually started figuring out, because of the flare system, that's probably why people might want to buy more of them, is because Professor's Oak Research, Potion, X-Speed, Pokeball, and then even the red card to a certain extent, all of these cards are some of like the absolute staple cards in almost every single deck that has existed. Like, you have the illusion of having 20 cards in your deck because you always are putting 2 Professor's Researches and 2 Pokeballs in every deck, period. You will always have them. So in the light of cosmetics, if you want to start spending some tickets and get a bunch of the Professor's Research and a bunch of the Pokeballs in the shop with your normal not paid resource tickets, you can get a bunch of really cool flair for these cards you use in every game. Very, very cool. Okay, so that's what I would recommend here, is that you buy these. And because if you see this little news tab with the letter, something you're going to want to know is that this news is actually something you need to check on the regular basis. So if you look here, it says the shop lineup has been updated. So this shows you what the new things are that you can buy in the shop. I'll show you how to get these later, but that's the Erica stuff. Now look here. Special shop tickets will be added at 11/1, which is literally in a couple of hours for me because I live in Japan. The new items, Pack Hourglass times 6, Wonder Hourglass times 6 for the items above. The number of times you can exchange them will reset every month. So you have an entire month to buy out the shop of all of those items. And then once the month has finished, then you can get all those items again. We've been relatively blessed by getting this game released towards the end of the month. So a lot of people can buy out the shop quick and then it'll reset tomorrow. I was not fast enough to get all the stuff in there, so I'm going to lose a little bit on the Wonder Trade bonuses or the Wonder Picking, but I'm glad I got all the Hourglasses for the packs. That's great. So this news will show you when things reset, what new things come in the shop. There's also a listed of, like, you don't just get these new items for Erica with a coin, playmat, and sleeves, but there's also a Pokegold pack where you can get Pokegold, the paid currency, plus Gardevoir contents. And then there's another B version of this Erica thing that's a little cheaper, where you get a green Erica coin and a different art of Erica. Okay, so that's basically those. Those are the different items, but you're going to want to buy out the shop because they're going to keep resetting the shop. So if you don't know what to spend your tickets on, that would be what I would say is my priority, is getting the hourglasses all paid up as much as you can before they go. So I'm going to miss 2 of these and 8 of those. But these are only single hourglasses, and a lot of the times when you want to reset these by like getting more at the top here to recover them, let's say I want to recover 3, it requires 29, but if I want to get 1, it's only 5, or 17, 29, 41, 5, that type of thing. So the first one's really discounted because I've partially charged it here. That's why it gives you the illusion that it's cheaper. It's not. You're just kind of finishing that one. But you only get them one at a time, and so like if you purchase them, it's kind of takes a while. Now, Wonder Trade is what you use the items on. I'm going to teach you guys something that I've noticed with Wonder Trade, that you can kind of go one of 2 ways with Wonder Trade. Just because we're here using this resource at the moment. So if you get a bunch of these items, the resets, or your kind of Wonder Pick stamina is what this is called. When you get your Wonder Pick stamina, you're going to notice that if the card packs like this one here, not got any good, really rare cards in them, it's only cost you 1 to Wonder Trade. And other packs like this one have a rare card, a rarity card, but it's like a 3 diamond rarity, I believe. Yeah, it's a 3 diamond rarity right there. So the 3 diamond rarities are only going to cost you 2. And then sometimes you're going to get a full art, which is anywhere between a 4 diamond, a 1 star, a 2 star. Sorry, I think it's a 4 diamond and a 1 star only, actually. Is this Dragonite a 2 star? No, it's a 1. I have not really seen any. I've only seen one that had a 2 star rarity recently, but it took a while to see. So anyways, the amount of stamina you need to spend to get them is difficult, okay? So if you basically are missing key cards for decks that you want, or you're really like, okay, so here's the way to go about it. What I'm thinking. You can go the absolute min-max lowest risk route. The lowest risk route will show you one thing. So this one right here of Tobieki-san with the 2 Mr. Mimes, the Blitzel, and the double Pidgeotos. You can see the little deck box icon next to them. Excuse me. That's your indicator that you have that card. So if I tap this and then I tap the Mr. Mime, you can see I have one already. So if you already have one in your collection and you're just a collection manager, or if you're a battler, you can check to see if you need a second copy of that one yet. So let's say I don't want any of these cards. I'm not building any decks with this. I don't really care about my collection anymore. I have all these cards. This pack's actually useless to you. Even if it's only 1 in a low risk pick, don't need it because you have all this stuff. But in this Mewtwo pack, you can see that the Mewtwo and the Dynamo do not have icons next to them. So I don't have a normal Mewtwo and I don't have a normal Dynamo. So this pack is only 2 stamina, and 2 out of 5 of these cards I actually need in my collection. So it's a 2 in 5 odds that you get a card that you want. And even though this is a cheap pack here, and I don't have the Kadabra I can try to pull for it, it's a 1 out of 5 odds I get that exact card that I want. Okay, so that's what I would go for, right? You look at the packs, you try to find any of these packs that are holding more than, like, if possible, more than 2 cards. Like this pack is actually like low-key very, very good for me because I have not pulled very many Pikachu packs. So you can see what packs they pulled by at the top here. So I have not pulled very many Pikachu packs. So you can kind of min-max this if you like don't pull any Pikachu packs and you only pull from Zard and Mewtwo, or you only pull from Mewtwo and then you do the Wonder Trade from the other 2 packs. You can min-max a lot with this by just using the Wonder Trade for 1, and the features of everything in the pack is something that you don't have yet, especially at the beginning. And the reason that this is also the low risk is also relevant is because this pack has only 3 cards. It has 3 cards I don't have yet. And you can complete quests by adding stuff. So there's a quest, I think right now as an example, that if you get an Electabuzz and a Magmar, it completes a quest because they're buddies, something like that. So there's other quests that are like that where you complete a series of stuff, where you get all the starters, you can get something like that. There's some cool min-maxing you can do there. Now for me, it's I'm trying to build a Mewtwo deck, Mewtwo EX deck, but I don't have it, and I don't have a Gardevoir, and I only have 1 Ralts. So even though I already have the Ralts here, technically speaking, this pack of Mewtwo is actually a relatively good odds pack for me. And I only say that because I pulled a little bit from each of the packs, and then I pulled a lot from Mewtwo, and I'm starting to pull more from Zard because I'm trying to get the cards that I'm missing that are trainers specifically that are lower rarity. And then if I get more other stuff that it's in the Zard pack, great, because I'm literally just trying to get a couple of Vulpixes for a Blaine to this too. Okay, so here's the drawback of when you Wonder Trade is if you want to min-max the resources when the packs are new, it's better to basically just pull packs, because the common stuff will kind of just cycle in. You'll get all the common stuff that you need eventually, and then the rare stuff you can Wonder Trade for. The Wonder Trade problem is that when you get a super rare card, you have to invest more of your Hourglasses for a 1 in 5 chance every single time. So it is literally the gamble currency. Sure, your pack opening is going to give you gamble currency, but the difference is you can spend enough currency that you always get the same amount of cards with the packs, even if there's stuff that's not rare. Whereas with this is a clear 1 in 5 every single time. And you only get that card from the Wonder Trade. So if you see like a full art crown rare or something from this. Oh, also the God packs that exist in the game, which is basically where you pull every single card as like a 4 diamond rarity or above. And it's all 5 cards is that's called the God packs. None of the God packs show up in Wonder packs. You can never Wonder pick a God pack, because it's a guarantee. So for example, if let's use the Cubone list again. I want the Ralts, and I also want the Cubone, so it's still 2 and 5, or it's 2 and 5 that I'll overpay for a card that I want, or that I pay for a card that I want I don't have, which is the full art Cubone. The alternative would be the other cards. Okay, now here's the difference though, is that even though this is your up paying for certain things, let's say like Koga's, like the trainer cards for me have been very unlucky. I've not gotten that many trainer cards that I want. The trainer cards are really cool and they have their full arts, but those are also really rare. And the trainers are almost used in every one of the archetypes where they're played. So like if you run a grass deck, you got to have like 2 Ericas. If you're running a fire deck that runs Magmar, Ninetales, and Rapidash, you need 2 Blaines. So it's kind of like that thing. Or if you're doing the deck that I'm playing, which is the Koga deck, where you run Mux or Weezings and Arbok, you need 2 Kogas for that deck to work. So if that's the case, and I like Koga decks, this pack's actually got a hidden benefit on the 3rd out of 5, in that we can overlap it with our Shine Dust, because now I got another Koga that I could potentially turn into a Flare on my Koga decks and my Koga plays throughout playing that deck. Did you get a guaranteed EX card in the 100 pack you open? I don't know. I've heard some people saying that you do get a guaranteed pack at 100. You get a guaranteed like EX card at 100 packs opened. I don't know. I know that at my 100th card that I have opened, it was the super rare Mewtwo. Like we're talking the 3-star rare fully immersive art Mewtwo. I got that. So I thought that it might be guaranteed just because it happened to be the 100th card, but there you go. So anyways, that's what you can go for. You can go for a low risk, a modified low risk, and like a super copium low risk, where you're getting something like for your lower rarity. Okay, Wow, this is almost an hour already. We're gonna have to wrap up this resource. We're almost done, guys. So that's kind of like how I would really go about wonder trading. It's a little tough to kind of navigate, but ultimately you're gonna quite often you're gonna oversell what you can do. So I found the sweet spot is basically 2 or 3 of your staminas. Especially would be more worth it if there's multiple cards in the pack that you A, don't have at lower rarity, or B, you really want flair because you have those cards in your decks. And the alternative approach is like you are specifically pulling from a series of packs. You're sticking with pulling packs of this one and then wonder trading from this one. Those are the other options you have in your place, because you could even like wonder trade 4 stamina or 5 stamina for a super rare card in a pack that you have nothing in, and you're always going to get a card that you wanted because you just didn't pull from that pack yet. That's also an alternative. Some of the cards are in every pack, so I can't really help you with some of those cards. So some of the, like, I don't know what those cards are, but I know that there are certain cards like maybe Rattata and Raticate can be in every pack. I don't know. Okay, so that's wonder trading. Pack Hourglass is kind of the same as resources, but you can only spend them on this stuff to open new packs. So if you want to open packs, you can get them here. You can see a little bit of what's in the packs, at least the highest rarity cards they'll display here. You can also see there, you can even tap it and swing. And then if you want to open it, you can open 10 or a normal pack. Now this is where we're going to overlap Hourglasses with gold. This is one of the places, and the stamina for the Hourglasses is another place that you can go to spend your gold. So it's going to spend gold and Hourglasses if you have both, or if you don't have any Hourglasses yet, it's just going to spend gold. Okay, let's go back to the stamina. I'll just show you that one too. I don't think it'll show the gold because I just bought a bunch of stam. So if I go to recover here and I hit 5, it's going to cost me 53. I have that. But you can see it, like I said before, you can always check the menus at the very top here. It's going to show you when you want to do something, what resources you can use here. So in the recovering wonder stamina and recovering the packs, you can spend gold on them. But there's a limit to how many you can spend a day. It's a lot. And it's a lot of money, but they do try to limit people from having addiction problems, which is semi-nice, I guess you could say. You can also check, Laser Brian says, you can also check where cards can be obtained from, which can help you. Yeah. So I'll get to that in a second, Brian. I've got a couple websites I'm going to share in the description if I don't have time to go over them. But yeah, the other thing you can do is there's a much more rare resource that is a Wonder Trade stopwatch. Which, as you can tell here, this bottom pack here only has 54 minutes before this pack expires. But some of those packs that expired down here, you can actually use the stopwatch to get that pack back. Very, very nice. So if you are looking at the expired, you're like, well, why are they showing me expired stuff? Well, that's because they have another resource in case you happen to miss the timing for a break or whatever. You can get back some of those packs. So let's look through here. So there's like an Arcanine EX in here. So if I wanted that, that would be cool. I don't have the Clefairy either. This also shows me that I have 11 stopwatches, or stamina time turners, or whatever you want to call them. So I'm not going to do that now, but there you go. Let's check our next resource and our next item. Okay. we talked about the rewind watch anyways. We have advanced ticket and emblem tickets. Advanced tickets, we can't use them yet. We don't know what it is. If you're starting to play the game right away, you get this for free. My guess is it's going to be some sort of premium item for playing the game early that you get. Who knows? We don't know how we're going to get other ones in the future. They might be time sensitive. They might be events, whatever. They might even be like in-person things that they do for Pocket that you can get these. So pay attention to these, what they mean. Check the news. Last one, emblems. These you basically get from missions. And most of the missions have to do with your collection. This is kind of your collection thing. So let's go to the shop. There's specifically something called emblems here. When you get 100 of the emblems, you can get one of those 3. It's likely there's going to be more in the future, but for now, just these 3. Each one of them represents the packs, at least for now. Yeah, to get more of them, you go to the missions tab. There's literally a Dex button down at the bottom here. This shows you like when you get to these many cards, you're going to get more of them. So basically, once you've registered 220 cards in this is the last one that I have there. This also says Genetic Apex, which might be this is the series of 3 right now. So in a month, there's rumors that we're going to get a single pack for November, and then we're getting another series of 2 or 3 packs for December, for Christmas. So pay attention to the news tomorrow, or when this drops, you're probably watching it and you're like, what are you talking about? It's already live. So yeah, there you go. Is a fire emblem? I don't know. We'll have to check the copyright office. So the other missions that you do are your deck missions. These are simple, like they tell you what you need to do. So basically, this is a rental deck that you can use. If you collect that card, you can get this rental deck. So I collected a Venusaur card, a Venusaur EX, so I got that rental deck. Same thing if you get the Blastoise, you can get the rental deck. So this is how you get the rental decks, is you basically pull an EX Pokemon. Then you can try that EX Pokemon in a rental deck 10 times, and then the rental deck goes away. Now this one, on the other hand, is one of the few rental decks that only requires you to get one of each of the fossils, and then you can play a whole fossil deck. Pretty cool. And the Brock deck is when you pull a Brock, you can play that one. I got the Koga stuff because I pulled Koga. Okay, there you go. Premium, these are just the stuff to get your premium pack, your premium tickets. But at the same time, the premium tickets give you other stuff. So not only that, but like if you do other things, they give you hourglasses within this. So these secondary missions are quite nice. Then there's something called a themed collection where you can get more things by getting just themes. This is their way of giving you even more emblems, so you can get those, or like gives you a new icon that you can use for opening a certain amount of cards. Pretty cool. So if I open 5 Mewtwo cards, you can get the Mewtwo icon. This is like a good way to kind of check some things, like, oh cool, the ancient times, what am I missing here? So I need to get an Omanite Omastar, and this is done. Now these missions are not exactly easy to get, because some of the time, like you can see this card I can get in Wonder Pick, or I can get it in the Apex. And this card I already have, but if you check down here, you can see that it's a Apex Charizard. So that's how you get this one. And then when you complete the mission, you also see the rewards that you get at the top there. The majority of these look like they're kind of Wonder Hourglasses. If like the best resource is going to be listed first. So most of these are just simple like stuff until you get these. So there you go. That's how you do the premium, and then these are the missions. The best way really to earn more experience is by doing versus and solos, which I'm going to make another video about how to build decks in this game and what cards to pay attention to in another video. But for now, I will share those websites if I can. So the first website is called game8.co. Actually, let's do this. We're going to go to this. We'll go to Paint. So the first one is game8.co. This kind of just gives you a mix of everything. This will give you a mix of a lot of stuff. The one that I was really checking a lot, they also have like a tier list button. So if you go to the page there and you just kind of click the tier lists, that's super helpful. The other place I would go is actually the subreddit for Pokemon. So this is /r PTCGP. P for Pokemon, TCG for trading card game, and then P for Pocket. This is super nice. They've got lots of really great stuff, and I will actually link you to one of the main resource guides where they give you a bunch of other things. There's also Pokemon Zone, Pokemon Dash Zone, excuse me. But this was down the other day because it got overloaded. That's for like news and resources and all that. There's also websites that can track your stuff or whatever. But the other big one is called Untapped.gg. This is kind of a traditional TCG website that is made for like building decks and stuff. So there you go. Those are kind of like the websites that I would recommend. This video has gone on for quite a while, so I think it might be time to kind of wrap it up. But I hope this helped. I'm trying to think if there's literally been any of these other resources that I've missed, but yeah, I mean, good hunting out there. Try to buy out the shop. In short, buy out the shop as much as you can with your normal tickets. If you did buy the premium pass, try to do those, and spend the premium tickets on stuff that you want. You can, don't worry if you open too many cards. You can use your flair and your Stardust to kind of make those cards look prettier or cooler if you think. The trading, there's not a lot of news about it, but it will likely, the trading will use similar things to the kind of what I call the crafting system, because I used to play Hearthstone and I used to play like and I still play like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Like those have ways of like disenchanting or dismantling cards in order to get more. This system doesn't really have that. The only thing you have is a way to make your cards look cooler when they're not like, when you get more of the same cards. So it's kind of a unique system in that way. But if you want to do anything, the best way to get more stuff is by doing the solo missions and the solo battles. And in the next video, I'll show you how to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, chat, for hanging out with us on Twitch. I stream every day, almost every day. Monday through Thursday is kind of my main schedule. Soon I'll probably have an opening on Thursdays. I do Dungeons and Dragons on Saturdays a lot of the time. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck.